Hey YouTubes, me again, back after a few months off, just because I've been busy and the weather hasn't been very nice, but it's a beautiful day today, so I thought I'd come out and do a video on a few little kind of hints, tips and hacks on starting fires easily when you're out here. Quite simple things, some of you might have seen this all before, but it might make for an interesting video. Just stuff to make life easy when you're out here, really. Now, I'm sure you've all heard about using cotton balls, soaking them in Vaseline, and that lights easily with sparks to take out with you camping. But instead of cotton balls, if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, I know they're not much, only £1 for a packet of Poundland, but if you've got a tumble dryer, you can just use the lint out of the tumble dryer rather than throwing it away or putting it in the compost bin. And in my experience, this lights even easier than cotton balls. I light with sparks a lot quicker with this than I do with cotton balls. So get saving that lint, whack it in some Vaseline in a tin. Bob's your uncle. Now, another thing you can do with all that lint from the tumble dryer is get an egg carton, cut it into segments like this, and the cardboard from the egg carton will help to get the fire going once you've lit the lint, because this cardboard burns really well. Now, some people online, when they instruct you on how to do this, will say about covering it all in wax to make it waterproof, which isn't a bad idea, but in my opinion, that's quite a lot of work to go to just to have something that you can easily set light to and that is going to, you know, burn out in 10 minutes anyway. So personally, I just whack the lint with some Vaseline on it in the cardboard and put it in a baggie and wrap up. That's going to make it just as watertight for me. It's a good enough job for me personally, and it saves you a lot of effort. So that'll now burn for quite a while, giving me time to build up a fire. Now, if like me, you like taking a tin of tuna out to eat with you, you can make use of the oil that's in the can. Get about 3 or 4 sheets of tissue paper and just place on top of there and allow it to soak in the oil. Then once the oil is soaked in, just light that tissue paper. If you're lucky, you could get it to light with sparks, but it can be quite difficult, so you're better off just using a bit of tissue paper. But that will start to burn the oil. And then, if you've got some spare tent pegs, you can put them in the ground around it, or anything you can get your hands on, really. And then use that oil as fuel to boil your kettle up or saucepan or whatever you've got. Obviously, in a survival situation where you may not have a proper stove or cooker with you, this could come in quite handy. And to put the fire out, I just threw the bit of tin off the top there back on to extinguish the flame. And then once the tin's cooled down, you can just peel that paper off and the tuna is fine to eat. Now, if you ever get a puncture, flat tyre on your bicycle, don't throw the old inner tube away, because this is also very useful for starting fires. Now you can cut sections off of this and wrap them around the handle of your knife, because it stretches out. Wrap them around your handlebars, anywhere you want. People tend to refer to them as ranger bands, and that will light, even if it's wet, you can light that reasonably easily, far easier than you can other things when they're wet anyway. Now, as with most tinder, it's easier if you cut it into small pieces to light, and then you can put that in with the others there, and it'll be easy to build up a fire around that if you need to. That soon takes light. That's just a few cheap and cheerful hints and tips for you on ways you can start a fire when you're out camping, or maybe even in an emergency situation. So hopefully you found it informative. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.